Hey, what is up? So, long time no see. So this is a quite unusual location, at least for those kind of videos. I'm in a hotel room lit by a night desk lamp thing. I don't have a softbox with me right now, but this is a long overdue video about a lens I want to talk about this one. This is the Sony 2.5. Nice lens. Let's talk about it. By the way, I'm recording directly to this Zoom F2. Okay, let's talk about this nice little lens, the 2.5. This is one of 3 lenses Sony released in the beginning of this year. There's a 24 2.8, there's the 40 2.5, and there's also a 50 2.5. Nice compact lens. I like the build quality and the size and the weight, and overall I'm quite happy. I have it for a few months now. End of May I shot quite a bit of stuff. Also for this review I tested it on a gimbal. I will show you the footage right now. So you don't have to watch this interesting location, Berlin hotel room. So yeah, I did go for the 40mm lens because it is a quite unique focal length. I already have the Sigma 24 1.4 and I also have the 50 1.4 from Sigma, but I think the 40mm is a unique focal length that I don't have already, even though this one is unique because it is that small and compact and light. But yeah, I really like the 40mm focal length overall. So yeah, I had the Sigma 40mm 1.4, but this is a big lens. It is heavy and it is expensive. Even though this one is not cheap as well. It's around 700 euros in Germany, so it's not too cheap, but it's not as expensive as the big 40mm from Sigma. Anyways, it is a unique lens. It is a unique look, and overall I'm quite happy. So, in terms of image quality, yes, it is sharp. I didn't see anything really standing out in terms of CAs or anything like that, at least not in real-world footage or real-world shooting situations. I mean, if you pixel peep you might find stuff, but overall yeah, I'm quite happy with the colors, with the sharpness, with the details. It's all there. Also the close focus distance is really nice, and I think that is the one unique thing that makes that lens shine. This is a nice close focus telephoto-ish lens. So yeah, quite nice there. This is a 2.5 lens, meaning you might have to work a bit harder to get that cinematic look. I mean, with a 50 1.4 you put it on and it is instant magic. Even with a 24 1.4. But with a 2.5 lens, with this focal length, you have to think about your composition. You have to get maybe a bit more closer than you might think, or have something in the foreground or something like that. You have to work a bit harder to get amazing cinematic footage. But then again, if you work with this lens and find a way to get the composition right, you will be quite happy with the results. And I think the main feature of this lens is that it is that small. If you need something lightweight, something that is not too heavy, this is kind of nice. And with 40mm it's not too wide, but it's not too tight. So it is a kind of walk around lens if you want or like a little bit more of a telephoto look, a bit tighter. For me, 35 is a bit boring, but it's a matter of taste. 24 is nice, but sometimes quite a bit too wide. and 50 is just a bit too tight sometimes. So the 40mm look is quite interesting and is a good middle way, so to speak. I quite like it. So this lens is also quite nice for product shots or something like that. You can get quite close. With the 50 you might end up with a bit of an issue if you get too close. Close focus distance sometimes is not the best, but with this lens you can get quite nice and close and still sharp and doesn't get too distorted. And keep in mind it's f2.5, so for example with the 50 1.4 stuff gets a bit too out of focus. The depth of field is too narrow sometimes. So with this lens, even the depth of field is a good middle ground, especially for product shots and stuff like that. So overall, yeah, it is a unique lens. I think out of the 3 lenses, the 24, the 50 and this 40, this one is the most unique one, so to speak. The 24, I'm not quite sure if a 24 with 2.8 is that good. The only thing that is good about that lens is also the size and the weight, I think, and maybe the price. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. And the 50, yeah, I mean, there's a good 50 1.8 out there as well from Sony that is not too expensive and not too big, and I still like that lens, so maybe it made more sense to get this lens. Also a few more things about this lens. I mean, yes, there is this button on the side here that you can assign to any function if you like. There's also an AF switch, which I usually don't use, and some people like the f-stop ring here, but actually I don't like it too much, but it's all right. It's not too easy to move it around. So with the, I think with the 85, the G Master 85, there was a big issue with the f-stop ring getting bumped or moved around quite easily, and you end up shooting at f18 or something like that without noticing it. With this lens it's alright, so I usually let it on A. Other than that, it's a nice solid little lens. So yeah, overall I'm quite happy with this lens. That's about it. If you have any questions about this lens or anything else, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one at some point soon, I hope. Cheers from Berlin on the road. Gute Nacht, tschüss, goodbye.